What's up, guys? Middle of the day, what is it, 12:01 on Thursday. And here's our weekly Facebook Live update. So last night had some wrestling situations to deal with, so couldn't do the live, but I wanted to, obviously we do one every week, so want to bring you guys some updated information, some training tips, and whoever can hop on live will answer any questions that you have. We always do this every week for you new people. We do this on a weekly basis. We do a weekly training Facebook Live. Generally about 30 minutes. We keep it to 30 minutes so it's watchable, right? Want to do some 2-3 hour live and have nobody watch it. People are busy, right? Especially this time of year. So anyway, I'm going to wait a few seconds here and then get started right away because, again, I want to keep this to 30 minutes. Hey, Maureen. And yeah, and we'll go from there, guys. So what can I talk to you about? I can talk to you about Philadelphia for a minute while we're getting started. Really exciting. You know, we ended up selling out the room. We're going to have, the room holds 500 people. We're going to have 500 people there. I guess if some people show up at the door and, you know, want to buy a ticket, we can always add some chairs and squeeze them in. You know how that works. So if you are watching this and you were not planning on attending in Philadelphia, but you're local and you can make it, absolutely, we can squeeze you in. So we hit our mark, guys. It's funny how things are. Everybody does things last minute in this world. So we had the majority of tickets sold in the last 3 weeks. It's funny, a few weeks ago, we were looking at the numbers and I was like, oh my God, there's nobody, nobody's going to be at this event, you know, and here we sold out. So for those of you who are coming, I know we have a lot of you coming in from around the country, driving, flying, trains, all that good stuff. Very much looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Larry put a post up recently just kind of laying everything out. The itinerary is the same. The only thing that has changed is the speaker lineup. We had to make some changes to the speakers for Saturday, but that really won't impact you guys. We just had to move some things around, and we never really published that anyway, but everything else is the same. So again, I will see you guys tomorrow or Saturday. Looking forward to that. And you know, I wrote down a bunch of things. I don't even know where to begin. When I'm doing three-way calls, when I'm doing strategy calls, I'm always noticing trends. I'm always noticing patterns because I do so many of them. And one of the biggest things that people want to talk about, even new people, right, is marketing. You know, getting started. How does somebody get started? How, you know, hey, what's up, Pringle? What's up, Mark Roberts? You know, getting started. I think that's the biggest challenge for a lot of people, guys, is they just don't know where to begin. It's interesting, Joe Pringle shared a video with me from Ray Higdon in his training, which I was just watching earlier today. And he talked about, you know, getting somebody on board and getting them up and running right away and not bogging them down with, okay, here's 30 hours of training and go read all these manuals and you got to understand the comp plan. That's the worst thing you could do for somebody. Now, you do need to give them some information, arm them with some knowledge and point them in the right direction, but you want to keep it as brief as possible. Guys, the reason we created the units was for this exact reason. And so hearing Ray talking about that, knowing that that's exactly what we did, I'm very confident that we did exactly what we should do. Meaning, when someone new gets started and you run them through the units, it's going to take them maybe 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours at the most, and that's it. They could sit down one evening and rip through the videos and read everything, and they're ready to go. You know, Saturday morning, a couple 3 hours. It's not this huge process where they have to get ready, because that's one of the biggest things that holds people back, really, in anything in life. You know, all the years that I did the coaching and mentoring with real estate, I've coached hundreds of people, guys, in real estate investing, and the biggest thing, the challenge, I guess, that I've seen with a lot of them, not all of them, of course, is just that whole getting ready to get ready. And they want to have all their ducks in a row, and they want to make sure they understood every contract and every line, and, you know, specifically with short sales, well, what about this? What about that? And I get it. I guess that's just a human nature thing. But the students who did the best were the ones who immediately started marketing. They took action. They started reaching out to realtors. They started a direct mail campaign, whatever the form of marketing they chose to use in real estate investing, you know, sending out postcards, right? But they immediately took action. They're the ones who started closing deals, who started making money. And unfortunately, I've had a lot of students that never even did a deal. Some of them coached with me for 6 months and even a year because they never started taking action. So using that as kind of a hindsight 2020 benchmark for myself, building an organization like this, building a team in a network marketing company, which is, again, new to me, I want to learn from the best. So I'm a student. I'm reading Eric Worre. I'm studying Ray Higdon. And I'm really excited about what we've put together so far as a company, as a team, if you will, because we're on the right track. So, and thank you for Joe Pringle for sharing so much stuff with me, because it really helps. All right. So getting started properly is a matter of getting people talking to people. Guys, you know, when you think about the marketing that we do in our specific way of marketing, we pique somebody's interest, we show them a video, and we collect a decision within 24 hours. That's it. You do understand, you don't need to understand the comp plan. Someone asks you, well, how do you get paid? How's this whole thing work? Well, I use this product, I use this gel, I refer other people, and I get paid. Now, that you may say that's like ridiculously oversimplified, but if you can say that, see, other people can say that. They can't explain a complex binary. They can't explain, you know, the levels of coaching bonuses, because frankly, none of that matters. You know, one of my claims to fame, if you will, was that I got started and got to ambassador in this business, and I had no idea how the compensation plan worked. Literally no idea. I just never took the time to read it or understand it. And the videos that I watched just confused me. So I just said, you know what? I'm just going to put my head down and just build. And looking back, it was probably the best thing I ever did. So when people would ask me all these questions, I'd be like, I don't know. Here's a video. You know what I mean? Well, how does this work with conflict? I don't know. Here's a video. Check it out. You know what I mean? So, because here's the thing. If they saw me growing, if they saw me building my business, starting to make money as I started, $20 a week, $40 a week, $100 a week, right? And they knew I didn't understand the comp plan, what does that do psychologically? They say to themselves, well, I can do that. I don't have to know the comp plan either. Exactly. Guys, you don't have to know the detailed breakdown of every ingredient in the product. You don't have to understand homeopathy and the difference between 30x and 8x and 6x. None of that matters. I know a lot of you think it does, but I'm telling you, none of that matters. And in fact, the more knowledgeable you become, the more unrelatable you become, and the less duplicatable you become. And I know that sounds weird, and it's kind of a weird topic to talk about, because you want people to understand their own compensation plan. You want people to understand the nature of their product, the ingredients, and things like that. But at the same time, it could hurt you. So what I'm saying, and I think what I've learned in this whole thing is, yes, get the knowledge and keep it to yourself. In other words, know about all these things, but keep it to yourself. You don't ever want to become that expert. You don't want to become the one with all the answers, because the person you're just brought on board is going to wait until they're now the expert and they think they need to have all the answers before they start talking to people. And that's going to shut you down. That's going to shut you down. Sean Chase Son, what's up, the Asian Persuasion? How you doing? What's up? Who else is on here? Nancy. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Mario Lopez on the line. And I just reminded myself I got to go on airplane mode next time I do a live, because every time somebody calls, it kills the live. But anyway, I'm back. So anyway, I wanted to just open up with that, guys. Hopefully that makes sense for you, because it kind of, you know, it was an epiphany for me. It's one of those things where I just sat back and I was thinking about this. I'm like, oh, what am I going to talk about on today's live? And I said, well, let me watch some Ray Higdon. And these things really jumped out at me. So again, to recap, you want to make sure that you're just taking action and just spreading the word. Guys, think about it. Just stop and think about this, especially you brand new people. Can you ask somebody 2 questions? Not at the same time, of course, but do you think you could shoot a text and say, hey, have you heard of the gel? That is such a broad, really saying nothing question that you're going to confuse people, but you're going to pique their interest. They're going to be like, gel, hair gel, what are you talking about, right? So that's what's so cool about it. And then that opens the door for you to give them some information. Or if you want to be a little bit more specific, depending on who you're talking to, what do you know about HGH? See, these are intriguing questions. Those 2 are my favorite. Those 2 are absolutely my favorite, because it opens the door where they're now asking you questions. Hey, what do you know about HGH? You see, and you're getting that dialogue started, and then you can immediately send them the information, get on thegel.com, and then once again, you collect the decision within 24 hours. And when needed, get on a 3-way call with myself, your upline leader, whoever that may be. So keeping the simplicity of this business as we go into the new year, I know one thing about a lot of you. I know a lot of you watching this, either now live or on the replay, you're not taking the action that you would like to take, right? So maybe you got started a while ago, you were excited, you started taking action, you got a bunch of no's, you got kind of like the wind knocked out of you, and so you've stopped. Or maybe you were running, you were real excited when you got started, and now you're crawling, or maybe you're doing nothing, right? But here's what I know. I know that every one of you joined this business to make money. I know that every one of you saw the business opportunity, you saw the potential of a startup company, and yes, we've had our bumps and bruises and all the garbage we've been through with running out of product and credit cards and all that stuff, right? But we're in a real good place now, guys. We're in a real good place leading into the new year to build a business that could change your life. You know, we don't even have 80,000 people in the business. The more I talk to people, the more I'm getting more excited, because I'm understanding the true magnitude of what we have. If you take a look at a Mona V, a New Skin, Isogenics, all these other companies out there, right? Multi-level companies. They're hitting 5 million, 10 million, 15, 20 million distributors with products that are not exclusive. Oh, my protein shake is better than your shake, or my skin cream is better than your skin cream. And they got to sell people on why their unique product is different than everything else they can go and get at GNC or hop on Amazon and pick up. Guys, we, in this business, we truly have a unique opportunity here. We have an exclusive product. If you want hormones, if you want human growth hormone, if you want somatropin, you can buy this, or you can go to the doctor, or you can get it from the dude at the back of the gym, if you know what I mean, selling it out of his duffel bag, all right? So we have an exclusive. We have a price that's 90% cheaper than the shots. It's safe. It's homeopathic. You don't need a prescription, and you don't need to stick a needle in yourself. So when you truly understand the exclusivity of the product, guys, people ask me all the time, they're like, well, what got you involved in this business? If you're the guy who said, you know, you never really did a network marketing company, and this is all new to you, and you've even said no to everybody who's approached you the last 12 years, why, Brian? Why are you doing this? Why? Why did you say yes? Guys, it comes down to two reasons. The exclusivity of the product, okay? There's nobody else that has this, and the fact that it's a pre-launch. We are still in a pre-launch phase. Some of you are confused by that. Let's address that for a second. You're saying, well, Brian, you just hit your year anniversary. How are you still calling it a pre-launch company? Because we need to still work things out, guys. We're coming out with this commercial program next month. We don't even know the pricing yet. You understand? We're building new offices to house the 67 new customer service reps that were just brought on with this company. New phone systems are being put in. We've got a new back office, which is being rolled out in the February-March timeframe, hopefully sooner. So these are the infrastructure of a company. If you picture like all you real estate guys, like the foundation, if you will. Things are changing. Things are shifting. This company grew so quick that they've had to go back and redo things, get rid of things, throw things out. And it's kind of like building literally a house of cards. And you build up the first few layers, and then all of a sudden this layer falls down. You understand? So it's a pre-launch until we get it all figured out. But I'm excited because I'm telling you we're about 95% there. And here's the thing, guys. A lot of you, when we ran out of product, which, by the way, was a beautiful thing. If you have a product that goes viral and you run out and you don't have anymore, does it suck from a business perspective? Sure. Is it awesome from a business perspective? Absolutely. Because it tells you what you have something that the consumer needs and wants, okay? So what I did, a lot of people say, well, man, you know, you're a diamond ambassador, you're making all this money. How did you do it? I didn't quit. And when everybody else quit, when everybody else took a back seat, when everybody else was bitching and moaning saying, I'm going to wait till the product's back. I'm going to wait until customer service actually learns how to answer the goddamn phone. You know what I did? I doubled down and I called more people and I recruited more people and I helped more people and I did more three-way calls and I did whatever the hell it took to become a diamond ambassador. And that's the difference, guys. It's that do or die mentality. Listen, maybe it's a curse, maybe it's a blessing, but if I lock onto something, if I grab onto something, I won't let go. I will die trying. You understand? I don't fail. I do fail. Let me take that back. I fail at a lot of things, but I keep going. I get back up and I keep going and I keep going. That's how I overcame cancer, and to the grace of God, obviously. But the point being, I don't quit. I don't quit. And I think the biggest challenge with people is that when things get tough, they quit. My brother, the guy I grew up with, my coworker, the guy, he would be great at this. And they shoot him down. They send him some stupid article on the internet that says, oh, there's no HGH in there and that stuff is a scam and it doesn't work. Or it gave me high blood pressure and it killed my dog. Listen, none of that shit matters. Do you understand? None of it matters unless you let it matter. Guys, as we continue to grow, let's talk about haters for a minute. Do you know how many people are going to come after us? Do you know right now there are other MLM companies that are freaking out? To do $120 million in your first year, we are setting records. We are scaring the shit out of people. Do you understand? Because their teams are leaving to come over here. They don't even know the new products we're going to roll out next year. They don't even know, and I can't even tell you some of the things that are coming out next year, which are going to blow your mind. You think this is cool? Dude, this guy's created over 600 products. You're in for a ride. Trust me when I tell you. We got a lot coming on, all right? So what do? What you do is you set a goal, guys. It's December 13th, and you have literally 18 days until that calendar page turns, and it's a new year. And for the love of God, it's 2019. You know, that doesn't even seem real, does it? 2019. Almost like growing up in the 80s. It's like Marty, what is his name? Back to the Future, Marty, what's his last name? Marty, can't think of his last name. Back, one of my favorite movies, I can't remember, Michael J. Fox, the character he played. Anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. The point is, at the end of the, maybe actually it's going to bother me. If one of you guys knows Marty's name from Back to the Future, please type it in because it's going to bother me if I don't remember. Anyway, what am I saying? I'm saying that what you guys just have to do is put this as a priority. The nice thing about this business, and I talked about it on I think a week or two ago's call, is that this won't impact your life in the sense that it's not going to take away from whatever you're doing. McFly, Marty McFly, yeah, how could I forget when he papped him on the head, right? Exactly. Thank you, Todd. Look, guys, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes a week to plug in. That's it. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes a week. Thank you, Susan. You understand? If you go, now let's recap for the new people. We have a Saturday call at noon with Chris Cavadon, it's 30 minutes. We have a Sunday night call with Joe Giuliano, it's 30 minutes. We have Sundays with Chris, and he's been having guest speakers come on. So that's 2 calls at 30 minutes. You got a Monday night corporate call, 30 minutes. What's that, 90 minutes? We do a 30-minute live, which you're on right now or watching this. You're taking 30 minutes of your life. So that's 4 30-minute blocks. That's 2 hours. Oh, and then Joe O does a Wednesday morning cup of Joe O, which is 15 minutes long. Guys, 2 hours and 15 minutes. If you're willing to commit. Oh, I can't get that. I got my kids wrestling. Listen, I know all about it with 5 kids. But you know what I do? I go back and get the replay. Half the calls I'm not on live because I physically can't do it with all the kids and everything I got going on in my life. But I always catch the replay. I'll wake up a little earlier, or if I'm at the gym, a lot of times I'm listening to call replays while I'm working out. Not the most motivating thing. I'd rather listen to nice music, but I don't want to be left behind. I want to keep my finger on the pulse. And if I'm going to be a leader, I got to lead by example, and I got to stay plugged in. But here's the point. I was on a call with somebody, what's today? Thursday. It was earlier this week. I can't remember the day. I was telling him, he was talking about getting plugged in, and I said, dude, if you plug in, if you're all in at 2 hours and 15 minutes a week, you're all in. He goes, I take 2.5 hours to get to work, because he works up in Manhattan, and where he lives in Pennsylvania, one way the guy is spending 2.5 hours every day. That's 5 hours a day. That's, what's that, 25 hours a week. That's 100 hours a month of commute. And you know what? Believe it or not, that's not that rare. It's really not that rare. Most people will put at least a half hour to get their job every day just to get there. Half hour to come home. That's an hour a day. That's 5 hours a week. That's 20 hours a month, guys. 5 hours a week. You could be fully plugged in this business with 2 hours and 15 minutes. And you know what's sad? 99% of you aren't doing it and won't do it. Now, I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to say, what do you want from this thing? Guys, if you don't want anything from it, quit. It's real easy. Just stop your auto ship and quit. But you know you're not going to do that because you're listening to me. The fact that you're here live or you're watching this on a replay means there's something inside of you that still wants this business to work. So how do we work together? How do we get it to work? It all starts in your own head. It all starts with a decision that you are going to start taking consistent action, and you hold yourself accountable to that. Find yourself here in the group an accountability partner. You know, if you were sponsored by me personally, let me be your accountability partner. Let's have a weekly call every week and say, hey, what'd you do for the last week? Oh, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't really do anything, Brian. All right, you know what? Why didn't you do anything? Well, this happened, that happened. Guys, I'm not here to scold you or hold you account or like make you feel bad. I want to help you. Do you understand? The whole nature of this compensation plan states that the more money you make, the more money I make. So believe me, it's in my best interest to get you profitable like yesterday. And that all starts with you becoming a promoter. So if you're watching this and you haven't taken that first step yet, it's to bring on 2 people, one on your left, one on your right, that are active, which means they get a bottle a month or they have 2 customers. Let me help you do that. And let me help you do that by you plugging in and putting me on the phone with people. Guys, this is the biggest thing, and please share all this. I don't mean this video, but share this concept with every new person you brought in and every new person you bring in. Take action immediately. Hey, I just came across this product. Have you heard of the gel? What are you talking about, John? I don't know. Apparently there's this transdermal HGH gel you rub in. You don't need, it's the only one available without a prescription over the counter. You don't have to take a needle. Yeah, I'm going to start taking it. Have you heard of this stuff yet? Apparently it's going viral. Just a normal conversation with somebody. Oh, I haven't heard of that. Actually, I got a video. Check it out, dude. It's pretty cool. It's a 3-minute video, and it's got a brochure on there. It talks all about it. When can you check that out? I'll send you over the link. See, another thing I wrote down to talk to you guys about is I like doing things over the phone. Now, it takes a little bit more time, but not really. Here's what I mean. Some of you have been trying to build your business hidden, like the Wizard of Oz, like behind the curtain. You want to send that initial text and pique their interest. You want to send them the video, get on the gel, and you want to collect the decision like this. How's that been working for you? Guys, there's something about the human element. There's something about hearing somebody's voice. There's something about, I don't even know what it is, but just that interaction on a phone where people are more receptive. They can hear your enthusiasm. They know you. A lot of times, you're not talking to complete strangers most times. They know who you are. Why not hop on a phone with them? There's a guy who sent me a funny video on Facebook. I think I was talking to Chris about this, or maybe it was Matt. And I haven't talked to the guy in like 3-4 years. Real estate investor, guru, product, commercial space, all that stuff. And out of the blue, he sends me a really funny video. It wasn't very appropriate, but it was a funny video regardless. The point is, I replied back to him, hey man, how the hell you been? It's been a while. What's going on? Oh, Bri, I've been busy doing this. He's up in New York City, right? What's my next thing? Hey man, when can we hop on a call for a few minutes and catch up? Great, it would be great to talk to you again. And I'm waiting for him to respond. We'll probably get on a call one day next week. Why am I doing that? Why did I not just hit him with, oh, here's a 3-minute video, watch this, Sal, let me see what you think. You understand? Because you have to be relatable. Sometimes I think people in their anxiousness or over-anxiousness are puking all over people, and as soon as you get a little dialogue, you're like, bang, watch this video. And you wonder why people run the other way and don't call you back. How about you slow it down a little bit, be a human being with them. I haven't talked to this guy in at least, I think 2015, it's at least 3 years. So I want to get him on the phone, have a little conversation. How the kids, how's work been going? Hey, how's the commercial real estate market? Yeah, good. What's going to happen in that conversation? What's going to happen in that conversation? Invariably, he's going to ask me, so what have you been up to? Ah, thought you'd never ask. You understand? What have you been up to? Funny you should ask. You know what? It's the craziest thing. And there you go. He asked me, and I opened up the door and had a normal conversation, which now I can ask him, well, it's funny you should ask that, man. Actually, have you heard of the gel yet? What do you know about HGH, Sal? And then we roll from there. And then I get to send the video, hey, man, listen, and now I'm going to end the call. Now I'm going to get off the call. I'm going to be like, listen, man, I got to run, but you really ought to check this out, man. I've been on this product for 9 months. My knee doesn't hurt anymore. My neck doesn't hurt anymore. I have mental clarity. I'm sleeping through the night. Bro, how old are you again, Sal? 46? Yeah, that's what I thought. Listen, you ought to really check this out. It's a 3-minute video. When can you watch that? I'm going to text it over to you here as soon as you hang up. I got to run. But when can you check that out? You watch it now? I'll call you back later? What's a good time to hop on a call tomorrow? And I'm getting them back on the phone. So that when I get them back on the phone, what do I say? Hey, man, did you get a chance to check out that video? Yeah, man, I saw it. What you like best about what you saw? Pretty crazy, right? And then we go from there, okay? And that's how I built my business, guys. Yes, I use text message. Yes, I use Facebook message. But I immediately want to make that switch and get them on the damn phone. So I hope that helps. I think that may be an epiphany for some of you guys. Maybe you haven't wanted to get on the phone, but if you do it the way I just explained and know that, again, not only do you not need to know all the answers, it's probably better that you don't. So there's no reason for you not to engage in these conversations, because when those questions come up, first of all, when you're about to send the video, you're not saying anything, and you just told them you got to go or her you got to go, so you're about to get off the phone. I got to run. When you follow up with them, oh, what if they ask me this? What if they ask me that? You don't, please, remember, you don't have to know anything. Hey, listen, you know what? I don't know. I don't really know any of that, but I got a guy, this guy Brian, I mean, he's been using the product for a year now. It's done wonderful things for him, and in fact, there's a business component to this. He's doing very well financially. Why don't we set up a time, we'll get him on the call, answer your questions. I think it's something you should look more into. You understand? You don't have to know everything. That's where the power of the 3-way call comes in. That's where the 3-way call, your upline, your leader, myself, right? This is how I can help you. People ask all the time, like, what do you do all day? I'm on the phone all day. Like, literally, I have these damn things, these AirPods, really great, by the way. Not having wires, just having these things charged. You know, this is a chargeable case. They actually charge in the case. Funny thing is, I will literally run out. I will kill my battery like 3-4 times a day, and then I got to get the old wired ones and plug them in, and it sucks because wires everywhere and whatever. But yeah, so purple squirrel. I went on a rabbit hole there. What was I saying? Oh, so at the end of the day, you want to keep it simple. You don't have to know the answers, and utilize your upline for a 3-way call. So the power of the phone. Another thing, a key takeaway, is you want to lead with the product. So many of you are so excited about the business that you're talking about this great opportunity. And, you know, are you open to making, listen, there's some great lines out there. There's some great trainers out there in network marketing like Eric Worre, like, you know, Ray Higdon, et cetera. And what do they teach you how to do? Ask people if they're open to looking at a business opportunity, if they're open-minded to a new way to, you know, have an additional income stream. Nothing wrong with that, except how's that been working for you? Probably not real good. Guys, people have been beat up since 1959 with pyramid schemes. Do you understand that? Do you know consequently you're also now in one? That's what the public thinks. Oh, you're in one of those pyramids. Do you get it? How do you change that perception? How do you combat that? It's simple. Don't do what they think you're going to do. Don't harass the shit out of your friends and family. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Because if you're operating differently, if you're operating from a position of confidence and power and sharing information, and here it comes, leading with the product, you're good. Now, for those of you who have been in other MLMs and you've pretty much, puked all over your friends and family with this business and this opportunity and this one, what do? Well, you actually want to take it away, as we talked about a couple weeks ago. You want to say, hey, listen, I came across this product. By the way, yes, it's a business opportunity, but I know you're not interested, John. I'm not calling you for that, so take it away. Deflect that. For those of you who have never been in an MLM, and this is kind of all new to you too, like me, lead with the product. Hey, have you heard of the gel? What do you know about HGH? And away we go. People always say, well, then how do you talk about the business opportunity? Where does that come in? Funny you should ask. The business opportunity and the way I bring that in the back door is when they ask me a question. Because, guys, here's what I know. If you pique their interest and show them a 3-minute video and you follow up with them within 24 hours, keywords, by the way, within 24 hours, so many of you have piqued interest and sent getonthegel.com 3 months ago, last week, 17 days ago, and you think you're just going to follow up with them now and they're going to be interested. They forgot all about that video if they watched it at all. So the speed in which you follow up with people, the 24-hour thing is critical. So what am I saying? I'm saying if you know you can't follow up within 24 hours, hold off on sending the video until you can. Little side note there. Okay. But what is this all coming down to? It's coming down to how do you tell them there's a business opportunity after you initially approached them about the product? Well, that's easy. Because if they see the video and when you follow up with them and if they actually want to speak to you after that, you know what's going to happen? They're going to ask you something. What's it cost? How much does it cost? How do I get it? Again, thought you'd never ask. Because that then turns into a question. Okay, John, let me ask you something. And this is why you don't want to do this over text, by the way. If anybody ever sends you a Facebook message or a text after they saw the video and they want to know the price, don't answer them. Don't answer them. What do I say? I can't just ignore them. Right. You say, you know what? There's a few different options. Why don't we hop on a call for a quick minute and let's talk for a couple of minutes? Don't ever tell them how much it is because now they have the answer. Now they don't need to talk to you. Now they got to make a decision. Do I want to spend $169? Do I want to spend $140? Don't ever put them in that position. Maintain control of the conversation. So what do you say? Hey, man, you know what? There's a few different options. Why don't we hop on a quick call and we can talk about it? So the very first question you're going to ask them is, when you get them on the phone, hey, you want to know about the price, right? Yeah. How much is it? Well, let me ask you a question, John. Do you want to buy it wholesale or retail? What do you mean? Well, you can buy it retail. It retails for $169 a bottle, or you can get it at wholesale, which is $140. It costs you $30 more. Now, some of you may be saying, well, wait a minute, Brian, isn't it $59 to sign up as a distributor? Yes, it is. But on that initial purchase, you're also getting the bottle for $140. So do the math. Guys, it's a Jedi mind trick. If you tell somebody it's $59 for the year, it is, but doesn't $30 sound better? So in other words, if they're just going to buy a bottle, it's $169. Well, they can become a distributor for $199. What's the cost difference? $30. So John, for $30 more, you can actually buy it wholesale. At my cost, it's $140 a month. In fact, once you get on this product and you start to see what it'll do for you and you start experiencing results that I have and all these other people have, you can actually refer other people and you can make money. I mean, you could pursue it like a business like I am, or you could just make $140 a month where your bottle's free. It's up to you if you decide you like it. So you're just so damn laid back and chill. You're not going in for the close. You're not some maniac weirdo. You're just, hey man, yeah, you understand? Like it's all up here. Listen, when you're on the phone with somebody, when you're typing a message with somebody, remember, there's a human being on the other end. There's a human being on the other end of that phone call. There's a human being receiving what you're typing. And literally, how you're coming across to them is setting you up for success or failure. You just need to learn how are you being received. So being chill, being cool, it's all good. What do you do if you call somebody back and they're like, nah, I didn't see the video. Hey man, you know what? It's all right. I got to run. I got a bunch of people who actually did see the video who I got to follow up. Tell you what, I'll get back. I'm really busy. Give me a week or two and I'll get back to you when I can. You're not going to say to them, oh, why didn't you watch the video? You told me you'd watch it. No, dude. That's what people think MLM people do. And in fact, that's what most MLM people do. That's why nobody wants to be in a pyramid. That's why nobody, when they're approaching them with an MLM, they're like, let me alone. You understand? Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. So if we operate differently, we're literally in an MLM. We're in a pyramid, okay? But we do it unlike nobody does it the way we do it. Because we're doing it differently, that's why we have a company that went to $120 million in the first year and is breaking all records. That's why we have haters, guys. That's why we have haters. You know, on next week's call, I want to really lay out some strategic plans on how you can map and chart and plan for the new year. Next week, it'll be the 20th or 19th, depending on what day I do it. And let's just go into the new year strong. Let's just say, you know what? Some of you need to give yourself a break. Some of you are beating yourself up for what you've done, for what you haven't done, and you're your own worst enemy. You're really thinking, oh, I've been in this business for a week and I haven't gotten anybody yet. I've been in this for 6 months and I can't believe I haven't done anything. Listen, you need to give yourself a break. You understand? Yes, there's a sense of urgency. Yes, there's a window of opportunity in every day that closes. So keep that in your mind. Let that motivate you. But don't ever beat yourself up for the past because, guys, the past is the past. And it's like carrying a big sack like Santa's sack. It's like carrying around a bag of bricks. You got to let that stuff go. You got to put that stuff down because it's only weighing you down. You got to understand that as a creative human being, as a child of God, you have the ability to draw a line and start over whenever you want. You can start over. You can start over with your business. You can start over with your marriage. You can start over with the way you eat. You can start over with the way you treat your children. You can start over with the way you spend your money, save money, go into debt. You understand? You are a creative being and you have the ability to literally draw a line. Why don't you do it? Why don't you make this the best year of your life? You're in with a great group of people. I love the people in this team. The people, we're all good people, man. So anyway, draw a line. Don't beat yourself up. Have a great weekend. I'll see those of you that are going to be in Philly. The rest of you, we'll talk to you next week. All right? I hope this was helpful. God bless you guys. Share with your teams. I'll see you.